right away. Yes. So today we're talking about a topic that is very, very dear to me, and that is the topic of how to command presence. How to command presence. So, hello everyone. Welcome to another exciting edition of our free classes with Posh Accents Academy. Yeah, so these classes will be at the end of the day, these classes will be put on YouTube. So if you don't have a chance to listen to it live, you're going to be able to listen to it later on YouTube. Okay. But even if you are unable to listen to it on YouTube, if you would like to listen to the next session live, you can just send us a DM, send us a message, or just leave a comment. You will be attended to. If you're not, you can just send us a DM at posh.accent on Instagram. posh.accent on Instagram. So today I'm talking about a topic that is very dear to my heart. And that topic is how to command presence. How to command presence. Some people feel that commanding presence is people having reverential, being afraid of you like they fear a lion. Imagine this scenario between a husband and the wife. The husband is not around, and the wife comes back home, and the husband is saying, "Oh, I heard you went to discuss with so person. I don't like it. I don't like what you do." And then the next time the husband, me, I don't want trouble, so I'm not going to talk. Do you think that that kind of fear is a kind of fear that a wife should have for her husband? Or the kind of fear that is born out of love? Which one would you want people to have for you? I'm sure that it is the kind of fear that is born out of love, not because you fear a lion like a lion is going to bite. No, but you have fear because as a result of love, and this is what commanding presence is about. So commanding presence is not just about somebody wanting to talk to you, somebody wanting to be in your presence. No, it is about being able to carry your audience along. Okay, being able to do what? To carry your audience along. Yes. So commanding presence is a personal way, a personal demeanor that do what? That conveys leadership and authority and engenders trust and respect. Remember what we said earlier. When people respect you out of fear, it is not enough. But when they respect you because they trust you, when they respect you because you are in a position of leadership, in a position of authority, you are better equipped to do what? To command presence. So let's take this again. When you command presence, when you have a commanding presence, you are behaving in a manner that does what? That draws attention and conveys confidence and power. Notice those two words, confidence and power. And as a result of that, people see you in a position of leadership. People see you in a position of authority. People see you in a position of, yes, I can trust this person. I can respect this person. And you see, that is what commanding presence is about. Now, the next question is why? Why should we be interested in commanding presence? Because being interested in commanding presence, learning how to command presence is not enough as much as knowing why you should be interested in commanding presence. So why should you be interested in commanding presence? There are so many reasons why you should be interested in commanding presence. However, when you command presence, you gain the respect of others. That is number one. You being able to command presence helps you to gain the respect of others. Commanding presence also shows the quality of your communication. Yes, when you're able to communicate effectively, you are able to do what? Able to command presence. It also shows that you are in a position of leadership, in a position of authority. There are so many people in a position of authority, in a position of leadership that do not command respect. However, when you know how to present yourself, you are able to be in a position of what? In a position of authority. And you are able to command the respect that you deserve. You are able to escalate. When a matter escalates, you are able to de-escalate the matter. What do I mean by that? Imagine that there is fight, there is quarrel in a particular location. But the moment you are speaking, everybody says, see, hold on. Madam is speaking, let her talk. Why? Because of your ability to do what? To command respect. So at the end of the day, your ability to command respect would earn you, to command your presence will earn you respect, will earn you regard. Now, like I mentioned, there are a few things that we're going to do today. There are a few things that being in this class will help you to do. Number one, being in this class will help you explore body language techniques that radiate confidence. We're going to be looking at voice modulation secrets used by even influential speakers. We're going to be looking at the powerful impact of strategic silence. We're going to be looking at authentic expertise versus performative authority. We're going to look at how emotional intelligence can enhance your presence. Then we're also going to look at practical case scenarios that you face in real life situation, in work situations that helps you to be able to do what? To command presence. Exactly. And this is why our 6 weeks program is called Commander Stage, because beyond commanding presence, it helps you to do what? To command your stage. And you need it. Whether you are leading a team, meetings, talking to clients, holding challenging conversations, there are strategies that will help you to communicate with impact and influence. So are you ready to command presence? Now, let's go. Let's see the 10 key strategies that will help you to command presence. Yes, welcome to those joining us on Telegram. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome once again. If you would like to join our Telegram community, a link will be dropped so that you can join the Telegram community. So the first thing we're going to talk about is this. Number 1 point, when it comes to commanding presence, you must have a confident body language. A confident body language helps you to command presence. I've never seen anybody that is able to command presence by not being able to speak up. So you are able to command presence when your body language displays you as what? As confident. So your body language must be able to show that you are confident. That is the only way that is one of the ways rather, that you'll be able to do or to command presence. I usually tell my students, to have a confident body language, you stand tall with your shoulders back. A sloppy shoulder shows that you are not sure. You're not confident. That is what a sloppy back shows. But when you talk and you stand with confidence, what happens? You are able to do what? You are able to be confident with yourself. So it is very important that you're what? That you are confident. So you stand tall with your shoulders back. Can we try it, everyone? Now we're going to do something. The first thing we're going to do is give me a sloppy back and say, stop there. Stop that. Don't do that again. Now, did you notice what the kind of voice you are displaying? Now, stand tall with your shoulders back and say, hold it. Stop that. What happens? Your voice is able to be more projected. because there is nothing obstructing your vocal cords. But when you are slow P, you end up obstructing your vocal cords. And so as a result of that, you do not have a commanding presence. So having a commanding presence begins with your body language. Number 2, make deliberate movements. Yes. We're not saying when you're talking, you should start rolling your hands and, like you're fighting Jack Chan or like you're doing choreography. No. Make deliberate movements. You should be able to maintain proper eye contact with the person we're talking to. If you're an African listening to this, I am sure that many a times we feel that, it's disrespectful to look at people in the eye, but that's wrong. When you look at people in the eye and you maintain appropriate eye gestures, eye contact rather, what happens is that people see you as what? As confident. People see you as confident. And so it is very important to be seen as confident. You make deliberate movements. When you are talking, your hands should be able to do some movements. There's a way you move your hands that shows that you are confident. There's a way you move your hands that shows that you are confident. So when you're talking and you're shaking your hands, your legs are shaking, is a sign of you not being confident. But when you want to talk and you make deliberate movements, no, that would not happen. I will not take that. Do you see what happens? You are shown as what? As being confident. Another thing that you can do is use open gestures that take up space. Use open gestures that take up space. Be able to move within your comfort zone, especially when you are speaking. Oh, Mr. John, how are you doing today? Oh, this is Mr. Peter. Mr. Peter, what did you do yesterday? So you're able to do what? To make deliberate movements and gestures that shows that you are in control. Yes, you have to be in control with your gestures. That is number 1. Number 1 we talked about was having a confident body language. Remember, we're still going to talk about case scenarios, right? So let's move to number 2. Number 2, it has to do with voice modulation. What did I call it? Voice modulations. Voice modulation. Now, when we say voice modulation, what are we talking about? Speak clearly. That is the first thing. And at a measured pace. A lot of people speak very quickly, very fast. And at the end of the day, you might not be understood, or you may even be misunderstood. So what do? You speak clearly and at a measured pace. At the end of the day, you are able to prioritize clarity. Do you get it? You are able to do what? Prioritize clarity. Clarity is very important as a confident speaker. When your words are slurry, when your words are sloppy, when your words are muddled and mumbled together, it doesn't show that you are confident. It looks as if you're trying to rush over your words so that people don't identify the fact that you are not confident. But when you are able to speak clearly, it shows that you are confident in your speech, and you're confident in your message. Yes, and like I often tell my students, your message is the most important part of your speech. Your message is the most important part of your speech. Then vary your tone to emphasize keywords. Now take a look at this. I don't like what you're doing, but I like the other thing you did last week. Now, I just said that at the same tone, at the same pace. Now, listen to this. I do not like what you did today, but I liked what you did last week. Now, what did I do? I varied my pace and used my tone to emphasize key points. What are key points in a speech? Your key points in a speech includes your main words, main verbs, your nouns. Yes, these are your words, your key words. The words that are important. You do what? Use your tone to vary them and emphasize them. Now, another thing that you should do with your voice modulation is project from the diaphragm rather than from the throat. Yes. Do not strain your throat when you are speaking. Make sure that there is clarity. Okay? Make sure that you're in a position where your diaphragm is free to communicate with your audience. Next, avoid upward inflections that sounds like questions. How could you? What did you do? So what happens when you start doing at that? You're not able to identify questions from statements, from emotions. So vary your tone to be able to match what you're saying. If you're asking a question, an upward inflection works. If you are making a sentence, a downward inflection works. Yes, that is what we call tonality. It's one of the things that we teach at our 6 weeks mastery program. Now, that is voice modulation. Be able to master your voice in such a way that it exudes confidence. So the first thing we talked about is your presence, your posture. Yes, remember we said that the first thing is to make sure that the way you comport yourself already shows that you are confident. Now we said the way you use your voice should show that you are confidence. Number 3, we're looking at purposeful silence. For a minute there, you were wondering, what is the next thing that Bibi would say, right? What is the next thing that Bibi would say? And you're asking because I used something, the power of silence. As a confident person, you must be able to harness the power of silence. You must be able to do what? To harness the power of silence. And what does it mean? A simple pause before responding to important questions goes a long way to draw the attention of the audience before asking that question. Would you like to command presence? So what do? Learn to do what? To pause before responding to important questions. Another thing is, after making significant points, can you allow silence? It makes that point sink deeper into the minds and ears and hearts and soul of the person listening to you. Number three is purposeful silence. Don't forget that. Resist to feel the urge. Resist the urge to feel every moment we speech. If you're told to speak, and this is where filler words comes in, because you always want to talk, you always want to be in control. You don't have to do all of the talking. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. And so what do you do sometimes? Allow silence be a regular part of your speech. And then use strategic pauses to build anticipation. I am going to talk about the next point. But before then, think about it. What you have learned from the first point, the second point, and now the third point. Did you get the way I used silence there and pauses there to build anticipation for the next thing that you'll be talking about. Next, authentic expertise. That is number 4. If you don't know something, learn. There is no way you can be confident in a topic if you do not learn. So what do? You learn. Learn. Do not take learning for granted. Learn. If that is the last thing that you do, learn with what? With intentionality. Intentionally do what? Intentionally learn. Intentionally learn. Please give me a minute. Just give me a minute. So what do? You learn. If there's something you don't know about, some people feel that when you learn, it takes something away from you. No, it doesn't. Learning doesn't take anything away from you. Instead, learning adds to it. The truth is, even when you have the right posture, the right voice, you use silence. If you're not an expert at something, if you don't know what you're saying, you will still not sound confident. And so your expertise has to be authentic. It has to shine through. When people are listening to you, they need to be able to agree that you are an expert on this topic. So speak with authority on topics that you don't know well, that you know well. Speak with authority on what? On topics that you do what? That you know well. Admit when you don't know something. When people say, oh, this thing, I admit to say, oh no, I don't know it, but I am going to make research and I will come back to it. Do you get that? So some people, when you're told to come and speak, you want to speak on every topic. No. Have your area of expertise and stick with the area of what? Of expertise, so that your expertise is authentic. You don't need to be everywhere. Be somewhere and let people respect you for that place you are, because your expertise shines through. Now, when you're speaking, back your statements up with evidence and experience. Yes, evidence or experience. Whenever you speak, make sure that what you're saying is what is backed up with evidence or experience. That way, people that are listening to you can acknowledge your expertise. If you know that you don't know something, go in search of who can train you, who can teach you, even if that person is younger than you are. Even if that person does not have as much as you do, even if that person is a low life compared to you, because that person knows that thing and you don't, in that regard, they know more than you. Accept when people know more than you and learn from them. Learning makes you what? Better. Another thing is, avoid filler words or something we call hedging languages, like sort of, kind of, you get what I'm saying? No, we do not know. We do not what? We do not know. We don't know. Do you get that? We do not know. We only know what we know. We don't know what we don't know. Oh, sorry. We're going to take a minute break, and when we come back, we're going to continue, okay? I want you to think about these 4 things that we have talked about, okay? Just a minute. Yes. So these 4 things that we have talked about, let's see if you can remember them. Okay? Let's see if we can remember these 4 things that we have talked about. Can we remember them? Can we remember them? Number 1 is what? Yes, exactly. Your body language. Very good. Number 2 is your what? Your voice modulation. Number 3 is what? Silence, intentional silence, purposeful silence. Number 4 is what? Authentic expertise. Make sure that your expertise is what? Is authentic. So now we go to number 5. Number 5, what you should look out for? Active listening. There is no way you can be confident if you are not listening to your audience. You have to do what? You have to listen. You have to listen not just to what they are saying, but even to what they are not saying. So as much as you want to convey the right body language, you must also be able to read the body language of your audience. If you're giving a speech and they are looking tired, would you say, I must finish the speech, I must finish it, you people must listen to me? Or do you introduce an icebreaker? Something that will gear them up, get them ready to move, shake their body, move their body, and before you know it, the whole hall is electrifying, and then you can continue. Or would you just impute a joke here and there? So you see, listening is what is very, very important. Now, as a confident person also, when you're listening to others, it also shows. You want to focus on the speaker. You want to ask insightful follow-up questions. A lot of people, when they're commenting on social media, you see, right on, word, excellent, interesting. No. Make sure that your contribution is what? Is insightful. Insightful. That shows you as a confident person. Acknowledge other people's contributions. Yes, acknowledge the contributions of other people. And then summarize points to demonstrate understanding. Yes, when they have spoken and maybe it's a one-to-one discussion. Oh, so this is what you mean, this is what you mean, this is what you mean. So it shows them that, oh, this person understands clearly what I have said. The truth is, speakers are drawn to people who show understanding for whatever it is they have said. So as a listener, it also helps you to be what? To be confident. Number 6, choose intentional language. Choose intentional language. Choose precise words that convey meaning. Do not just assume that a word means something in your head. Did you check a dictionary? Did you use a dictionary to find out what that word really means? Let me give you an example. Several. You've heard of the word several. Several doesn't mean plenty. Several means few. And so when you feel that several means plenty, and you use several as plenty in your sentence, you are not being intentional. So intentionally use what? Language. Use precise words that convey meaning. Do not assume. Don't do it. Don't do it. Check the dictionary if you are not sure. Then eliminate filler words. Like, remember before we talked about hedging words, right? And now we're talking about filler words. So hedging words are different from filler words. Yes, so avoid filler words, avoid hedging words. Use concise, clear statements. You don't need to use the whole of the grammar in the world before people can understand you. Use simple, clear words and ensure that you improve your vocabulary. Use metaphors, use stories, talk about things, explore storytelling. One of these days, we're still going to talk about using storytelling to give fantastic presentations in these monthly events. So any topic that you feel you want me to talk about, send a DM on Instagram to posh.accent, posh accent, posh.accent. Yes, send a DM to the Instagram handle, and your topic may just be one of the topics that we're going to be talking about in subsequent months. Okay, it's very, very important for you to do this. Yes. Number 7 is emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is being able to control yourself, being able to control how you respond to situations around you, not being able to control others, being able to do what? To control yourself and your response to situations around you. Emotional intelligence will help you to read the room accordingly and adjust your approach. Emotional intelligence will help you to demonstrate appropriate vulnerability. Yes, while you are not expressing too much vulnerability, but it will help you to convey just the right vulnerability. Emotional intelligence would also help you to show empathy towards others. Yes, it will help you to do what? To show empathy towards others. So it's very important. Some people, when they are talking, the only thing they talk about is, so what's my business? What's my concern? But this is not good enough. No, it's not good enough. You must show empathy towards other people's perspective. Yes. And then emotional intelligence, like I said earlier, will help you to manage scenarios. It will help you to manage reactions. It will help you to manage when others behave, when they react in a particular way. You will be able to do what? To manage it and react accordingly without destroying what your plan is. Do you get it? Yes, it will help you to react accordingly. Okay? Now, the next thing that we need to learn is appearance alignment. Aligning your appearance. What do we mean by appearance alignment? What do we mean by that? What does it mean to align your appearance? Number 1 is to dress appropriately. Dress the parts. You don't want to be you want to be approached like a CEO, but you're dressing like the help. No, that would not work. So dress appropriately. Ensure that your grooming supports your professional image. The way you groom means your hair, your earrings, your face. Yes, it doesn't mean that every time you have to be on makeup. No. What it means is that you have to be able to appear the way you want to be seen. So appear the way you want to be seen. Another thing that you need to do is what? Consider how your appearance reinforces your message. Yes, what you wear is very, very important. Sad to say, sometimes ago, I wasn't really bothered about my appearance. I'll be like, after all, I'm good upstairs. But as time went by, I was able to see that it is not just about you being good. It's about you appearing good. Because the first thing people do before they hear you is see you. So if they see you and they cannot see the expertise in you, there's no way they'll be willing to listen to you and hear you. So I'll say that again. People see you before they hear you. So make sure that you are dressing the parts and your appearance is reinforcing your message. Then maintain consistency between your appearance and content. The truth is, if you feel that one thing that will help your appearance is for you to make sure to put on your makeup, do it. Is it compulsory? No. But if you feel that it will boost your self-confidence, do it. Do it. When you do it, it helps you to be more confident, and that is what you want to achieve. Now, that is number 8. At number 9, we have strategic positioning. What does strategic positioning mean? When you enter the room, which physical position do you pick? Yes. When you enter the room and you sit at the back first, to some people, it shows you are not confident. Why you shouldn't sit at the rear back, you should also not sit at the front if the seats are reserved. Sit at a strategic position, okay? Such that when anything is going to happen, they can do what? You can be identified as a confident person. Arrive early to prepare your space. Yes, arrive early. When you arrive early, you're able to pick whichever position you want. Move with purpose when speaking to groups. A few years ago, when I go to events, I always like to stay silent. I don't talk. But as time went by, I noticed that for you to appear confident, when people are told to come and speak, you have to do what you have to speak. And I must tell you, as a result of volunteering to speak, I've been able to win grants. I've been able to win lots of prizes. Why? Because I have chosen to do what? To speak up. So not speaking up is detrimental to you. But speaking up is a way that you can do what? That you can help yourself. So speaking up is important. Create environments that enhances your message. Yes. What are we talking about here? What does it mean to create environments that enhances your message? If you're in a position where your message is not selling, look for people that need your message and speak it, say it to them. Social media is a fantastic way for you to create environments that enhances your message. Yes. So strategic positioning. When you strategically position yourself for excellence, it shows that you are what? You are confident. And then number 10, this is something that you can never go wrong with. Preparation and practice. What? Preparation and practice. Know your material thoroughly. Anticipate questions that people will ask. Anticipate objections. Rehearse important presentations. Yes, rehearse. Do not feel that I've been talking for 5 years, so I know what I'm saying. No. Before every speech, paid or free, make sure that you rehearse. In fact, for everybody who gives value during free sessions, you would know that your paid sessions will be value times 100. Is it a lie? No. So be ready to do what? Be ready to give value. Give value. Do not get tired of giving value. Let them know you as the person who gives value. Then develop rituals to center yourself before key moments. Develop rituals. Every time when I'm required to speak, I usually like to breathe in, breathe out before my speech begins. Why? That is a ritual that I have developed that helps me to align my thoughts, align my body, align everything about me to the what? To the speech. It's like telling myself I am ready to give this speech. So these are 10 things that you can do to do what? To ensure that you command presence every time that you step on the stage. Now, let's take a look at some scenarios. Number 1, imagine that during a team presentation, you are repeatedly interrupted by a colleague. What do you do? That shows that you are what? That you are commanding presence. Number 1, remember your body language, right? Maintain a calm, open body language. Do not, you've been interrupting me. No, don't do it. Don't try it. What do? Acknowledge the interruption. I appreciate your enthusiasm. I appreciate your interest in this topic. Then set a boundary. I would like to finish this thought and then I'll welcome your thoughts. Do you get that? Appreciate them. Acknowledge the interruption and then set a boundary. Block it and then continue your presentation without appearing like you have been interrupted at all. What happens? The result of this approach is that you maintain discussion while respecting your participants. So nobody will say, oh, she's rude. No. You maintained the discussion. You maintained control of the discussion, and you were still what? Respectful. Now, these case scenarios are live events that can happen during your speech. Next, what if a client questions your expertise during a high-stake meeting? A high-stake meeting is, I remember, I think that was last year. I was in a meeting with some teachers. Yes, we have August, September is usually a time where we train teachers of schools. Yes. And then the English teacher was talking to me and trying to question my expertise. In fact, it was almost a mess. I quickly remembered that if I don't command presence now, when my expertise is being challenged, it will be impossible for me to redeem my image. So what do I do? What did I do? And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you to do. You command presence. Remember the command presence approach. You take a deliberate pause before responding. Listen to them. When they are done talking, thank them for the question. Oh, I must sincerely appreciate that question that you just raised. Now, after thanking them for the question, you provide a confident, evidence-based response. I think I was talking about the pronunciation of some words, and he was like, no, that's not how to pronounce it. So I picked the dictionary, and I showed the audience. And the audience was able to see that my pronunciation of the words were absolutely right. So now, this is not to say I am better than you. No. You question my authority, you question my expertise. I defend my expertise. I defend my knowledge without making you feel stupid. Yes. So it is not trying to belittle the person that has asked the question or questioned my expertise. In point of fact, I appreciate people who question it because it's an opportunity to show them why I am the expert. And so you provide a confident, evidence-based response. Okay, open to so-so page. Open to the dictionary. Can you see what is there? So what does this show you? Well, you may have forgotten, but this is the current answer. And that is why I used that. Then bridge the broader value that you provide. So show them that this is the current answer, and that it may be when you were learning that was the answer. But right now, this is the what? This is the answer. So you demonstrate competence under pressure. Being confident means that you do not allow pressure from the audience, from the listener, from any angle get to you. Now, what if you find out that they are correct? You apologize and move on. Do you understand that? So you do not belittle people that ask you questions to question your expertise. You acknowledge them. You thank them for the question. And then you provide confident, evidence-based response. Are you enjoying these case scenarios? Are you enjoying these case scenarios? Unfortunately, we can only pick one more. Okay? Yes, unfortunately, we can only pick one more. So the last one we're going to pick is this. Imagine that you are leading a remote team through a critical strategic decision. What do you do? So long as this thing is what? So long as it is virtual, you command presence. How do you command presence? You optimize your video setup. Ensure that your light, your camera angle, your background is what? Is intact, is on point. Use deliberate gestures that would show well on camera. Call specific team members by name. Mention each person and mention their names. And then summarize key points and the next steps clearly. What is the outcome? The outcome is that you are able to create an engagement. You are able to create engagement and clarity despite the distance. Yes. All right. What are the advantages of commanding presence? That's why I said we have just a little more time to go. What are the advantages? Number one is increased influence. People are more likely to follow people that appear confident and competent. If they feel that you're not competent, they won't follow you. But if they feel that you are competent, they will do what? They'll follow you. Enhance credibility. You are more credible when you command presence. It also shows that you are expert. It shows that you are trustworthy. It is also improved communication. When messages are delivered with presence, they are better understood and they are better remembered. Another thing is leadership. Remember at the beginning we talked about leadership. What happens? Teams respond more to people that are what? That are confident. Yes. They respond to people that are what? That are better confident. Then career advancement. For those who have a career, those that are commanding presence, they are often selected for opportunities. Everybody wants somebody with a brain. They don't want somebody that will pull them back. They want somebody that will move them forward. Conflict resolution. Imagine that you're able to maintain presence during difficult situations. You are better able to do what? To lead to better outcomes. So people will say, oh, that person doesn't get angry. It's not that you don't get angry. You've mastered emotional intelligence. You've mastered your emotion. You've mastered your reaction to the emotions. Then stronger relationships. Because you are an authentic person, you are able to create more meaningful and professional connections. What are the challenges that may occur? Is it that maintaining presence is just a free ride? No, is the answer. You're going to do what? To come with challenges. For example, you need to balance authenticity. So you need to develop presence that feels natural, that is not forced. Then cultural variations. Remember what I said about being an African. If you look at people in the eye, they feel you are rude. So you have to do what? Cultural variations. You have to recognize presence across cultures and contexts. Yes. Power dynamics is another thing. When it comes to presence, you have to make sure that your presence does not intimidate. Rather, it empowers. When people see you, they are not intimidated. Rather, they are empowered. They are moved to become better people. Then you must be consistent. You cannot be powerful today. You cannot show presence tomorrow. And then in the next time, you forget about showing presence. You show up, you step up, you are consistent. Do you get it? Yes. Then you must be able to command presence both online and offline. Not just online and offline. And then feedback. You must be able to accept feedback. One of the things we talked about when we were talking about upgrade your speed for vendors, one of the courses that we take for business people is that, see, you must integrate feedback into your presence. When people say, oh, you are too rude, look inward and ask yourself, am I really rude, or is my presence seeming like I'm rude? You ask questions, ask other people, oh, so what do you think about this? What do you think about this? It helps you to get a better view of yourself and your presence. But do not joke with what? With feedback. And know when to draw the line. Not everybody giving you feedback loves you. Some people don't want you to continue. I remember a time when I was doing live sessions every other time. Well, I was getting clients, but these people will come, this particular person will come into my inbox and say, you're doing too much. You're always going live. Why are you always going live? Are you the only one? Sometime I gave in. And I told myself, okay, no problem. Since going live is a problem, let me not go live again. And then I stopped going live. What happened as a result? My clients dropped. Because for me, for the kind of job that we do, people need to hear you speak to be convinced that they need to learn how to improve their presence. And so when you are not somebody who is commanding presence, who is integrating feedback, who is identifying good feedback and negative feedback, who is identifying proper feedback, you can even do yourself a disservice rather than do yourself good because you are integrating feedback. So all of these are problems that you can encounter, but are they insurmountable? The answer is no. What do? You start small. Focus on one aspect of presence at a time. Just like when you're learning a trade. You want to learn tailoring, you don't learn skirts and everything all at the same time. You'll be confused. Start small. Learn little by little. It will help you to do what? To command presence. Record yourself as you're talking. Remember that you're looking out for one particular thing. Record yourself. Find role models. I have lots of videos on YouTube that you can watch. Watch and watch and watch and watch and watch again. If you have to take classes with me, our classes are super affordable. Put yourself in a position where you're in a room of people filled with Rema, filled with what you want, filled with presence, and seek feedback. That is one thing that we do in our commander stage. In fact, we have feedback sessions like 3 times within 6 weeks. That way, you are able to do what? You're able to learn better. Practice, deliberate practice, and develop consistency. Develop consistency. All of these things will help you to do what? To command presence. At the end of the day, what am I going to leave you with? Measure impacts. Look at how your presence is doing what is affecting people. I remember that for a while we stopped this Finesse, Speak with Finesse, we stopped it. For months, we didn't go back to it. And then one day I was scrolling through YouTube and I noticed that people were so excited. So what did I do? I had to bring it back. And that is why we have this session. And that is why, irrespective of the turnout, we're going to keep dishing out value once every month. And then you adapt based on audience, based on situations. Doing all of this will help you to do what? To command presence. Now, when you're commanding presence, you need to remember that it is not about intimidating others. It is not about dominating others. It is about bringing out your authentic self. Yes, with intention and confidence. It is about aligning your presence. You're aligning your inner convictions with your outer expression. Aligning the things you feel inside to the way people perceive you. So when you develop this, your confidence, your presence becomes a tool that helps you to communicate more effectively and lead people to become you become an inspiration to others. You're able to have meaningful connections. So what would I say? Command presence, command the rest of your life. When you command presence, you shape the rest of your life. And that is what I look forward to. So after watching this video, drop your comments in the comment sections. Talk about how this video has helped you. Share it with others and help them to do what? To also command presence. We're going to come again next time. Same page. And if you want to join our live sessions, remember to use the link to join our Telegram channel or our Facebook community where we usually go live. Yes, it is important that you command presence. If you want to take up any of our courses, go to posh.accent. At this point, I'm going to stop this recording and respond to questions. All right? But thank you very much once again for listening. See you.